Greetings, everyone. My name is Sherrod Cotton. I want to give a big greetings to you all, my classmates, and a big hello to Dr. Whitehouse as well. I want to thank you before I jump into the thick of my topic. I want to give you guys a big thanks for just an incredible semester. It's been really stellar and swell with you guys to have these conversations and discussions and these giant exchanges of ideas on what remains arguably one of the most imperative fields of study, which is the media industry and the economics of it, of course, the competition of it, the risks and rewards. Looking at the media, it's just plays one of the most substantial roles, the governing base of news and entertainment and education and all of our ideas and how we continue to think. So it's been awesome to talk about all of the different sub areas of media and its global wide orbit. Newspaper we've talked about extensively. We've talked about social media and digital media and the ethics and challenges in that. We've talked about the entertainment industry and all the different trends that have continued to underline what our preferences are. So I just want to give you guys a thank you for that. Jumping into the thick of my topic. I'm going to be talking about a specific industry that we've covered a little bit on the surface, but I want to kind of give you guys a real in-depth look on this industry because it's something that we've grown up with, and I imagine that not very many of us will be leaving this industry or have our interests squandered in the future in it. And it's the television industry. It's the esteemed byproduct of broadcast, and it's something that continues to keep us all united, many of our minds united today as it had years ago. So I'm going to be giving you guys and providing you with some enlightening statistics, insights, data, research, and whatnot to show you kind of where we are with television and where we will continue to go and where the industry will take us. First, it's important to note something that I think will enlighten you guys, which is that Americans still prefer television watching at large as the majority hobby. If that makes any sense, Americans largely remain glued to watching television for about 7 hours and 50 minutes a day, as observed by a 2018 study from The Atlantic and from Nielsen data. Also, going more into the note, as observed from a study from August of this year, last year during the rise of the 2019 pandemic, the global market size was $217 billion. And according to a business research center, it's expected to grow in the remainder of this year, going toward December when 2021 ends. And it's expected to grow at a corporate annual growth rate to 7.9%, totaling to $234 billion, which is a very hefty number. The U.S. in itself has 1,775 total television stations. That's 1,775 total stations documented, and 5,200 cable systems run by 660 operators, which all in total comes around full circle to reach about 90% of the population of the United States. That's most of us. As expected with the explosive rise of internet-based television streaming, the term which is called cord cutting, which entails the amount of Americans that have dished away from cable completely due to several factors. One of the most important being the financial costs of cable, which is many of us say is going too high. And so that is a big contributing factor to what we are called now as cord cutting, as what we call now cord cutting. And it has risen dramatically since 2015, where the number of the strong market hold that cable had was 76%. And now the number of loyal subscribers to cable has dropped down to 56%. And that's according to studies and analysis done by Pew Research, a very credible source in measuring media. As far as business models go, several things have changed, as you guys could expect, going along with Americans that cut cable and some of the, the rise in OTT services, over-the-top media. Television and entertainment conglomerates, network syndicates, and more have joined the trend of creating their own branded streaming and OTT, once again, over-the-top media services to reinforce the idea of drawing audiences by providing exclusive entertainment content with seemingly endless hours of viewing experience. I know that several of the introduced streaming services within the last year, Peacock, Hulu, HBO Max, they all have stressed on providing an endless library of content to their resume with all the original works and their syndication affiliates, providing 10,000 to 20,000 hours, as I just said, which is a lot of hours spent watching TV, much more than the average American spending hours, but more in total, just, providing customers with those great incentives to keep them drawn. Along with that, as documented in a study by Maz System Software, the company based in the United States, the means of competitors acquiring money from consumers has changed tremendously as well. Colossally, it's for decades, cable and networks and TV channels mostly made their money by the method of selling on-air ads and indirectly collecting cable bundle fees. However, with the decline of cable, as I just talked about and expounded on, and the move to streaming at large, a new set of revenue strategies has ensued for these companies, including the implementation of ad-supported on-demand and subscription video on-demand models that many OTT channels use today. On average, according to a J.D. Power study, Americans have subscribed to a number of 4 streaming services, which calculates to $47, which is, for those of us that look specifically at the analytics, the economics of it, $47 is quite a good amount of money spent on only 4 streaming services alone per the American household and individual consumer. According to research done by FX Networks and the Television Critics Association in their collaborative study, there were about 532 to be exact, or there were more than 500 active television programs in 2020, and the number has continued to grow within the last year. Another interesting fact I came across was, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average median salary for directors and producers, both in film and television, is approximately $76,400, which is a solid salary for someone in that line of work. That's just the average number as conducted by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And lastly, one final statistic I want to kind of bring to the light for you guys is in an online feature column by Wired, as detected by their whole team study, there are 6 compelling consumer habits and trends that are going to direct and detect where the future of network television success. These 6 characteristics include storytelling, obviously, what the story of the particular program is. Content mobility, so its availability on different kinds of platforms, devices, smartphones, tablets, laptops, television itself, and whatever have you. Event-based viewing, so that's viewing on special events such as a certain sports program or holidays or a certain event that takes place within the United States. And then content delivery optimization, which is sort of like content mobility. And then binge watching, the term we've all gotten to know, which entails Americans or any person spending endless amounts on time or a large segment of time watching a particular program or series of programs. Binge watching is going to be a key player into where the direction of television is going. And last but not least, the creative risks. So those risks that the director of a certain show or a studio is willing to take in terms of a storyline and the plot, and what they hope will get Americans or other consumers continue to be locked in their programs. All right, so that's just a bunch of sample data from very trusted and reliable sources. I hope you guys enjoyed that and became as enlightened as I did when I was doing this research. And this is just, like I said, some sample data, and I'm going to include much more in my final research essay, which I will make available to all of you. But for those of you that are interested, but thank you all once again for an amazing semester, and I hope and wish you all the best in your future endeavors.